Got here, and it's time to talk about Frieren. And this episode definitely feels like an aftermath after the insanity that we had last week. Full action here. This one kind of goes back to the vibe type of episode that we've normally been used to. The first half a lesson here, and the second half also building to some things, and the importance of everyday memory. I like that moment quite a lot with Himmel. He seems to be a much bigger focus in this episode. Also find out a bit more about him, and also building up to this future arc, which I don't think we're gonna be able to cover in this episode. So let's get into it and talk about it. Now, the episode also starts instantly, and we see Denken is back, and I kind of missed him. Back in the exam arc, I'm out of mana, but I'm not out of option. That was such a cool scene here. And I really like his character, this old experienced mage, and his backstory also. I do hope we find out more about him. He seems like he's probably gonna play a bigger role moving forward. I'm curious where exactly he went there when the Knight left him go alone, saying only on foot he can go forward. But yeah, that's probably gonna be next episode. Maybe you're gonna see a bit of that, maybe in season 3 whenever that gets announced. But here we also have the group getting to this village that was attacked by a dragon, a flight of dragons here. Even Frieren revealing that at some point in the past the original party was also attacked by one of them. And the dragon flight also settled near this village. And what I liked was when she said the village is done, we should guys move, kind of tying back to the previous episode when they were in that village, and with that first giant demon they fought in the north. The people are still staying there in the danger, refusing to move because it's their home. And we see them here, and I like how Fern and Stark reminded her a bit of that. That was a bit too much to say it's their home, they still want to be here, and I can appreciate that, but also they're still in danger here, and them asking if they can take care of the dragons. And Frieren is a tough negotiator. The village is poor, but what exactly do they have to pay? Do you guys have any spells? And yes, there is a spell for tongue twisters to say them without tripping on your words, and instantly sold. She's gonna check it out later, of course. Of course she accepts the deals. And I like how she was able to trace the dragons by their mana, one of the claw marks here. Even Stark praising her, saying magic is very useful. And I like how Fern is, no, that's too much, don't praise her too much, it's not good for her development. She's like a kid, being treated like a kid here. These small character moments are so good. But then they find the dragons. Thankfully they're smaller ones, but hey, they're still very dangerous. Kind of tying back to the first episode when we first met Stark, him versus that dragon. They kind of redo that same plan here. Stark going in, being the bait, but this time he's actually able to fight back a bit more, taking out a few of them, but still gets his head chewed. And Frieren and Fern blast the dragons away here. I like how Fern is like, you got your head chewed, how are you fine? I don't know, I'm just fine. Frieren is like, yeah, Aizen also just typical warrior things, makes sense, why not there. And of course Frieren gets her spell, she's very happy about that, but also liked Fern and Stark asking, why do you always demand payment for helping people? And I kind of figured this one kind of went along the lines when I had in my head here, and her thing Himmel always did. And we see a bit of a flashback with this poor village after they were offering them all the food they had here, and Aizen saying we can't take the food from this village. And Himmel sees a notebook, which is a very important notebook later on. Right now it's just a normal notebook. Here when he got it as payment, and Frieren after that asking him why demand payment. And I really like this reasoning. I was kind of feeling along this way he's something he was gonna say, if they pay, they don't owe us anything. If you help somebody, you don't put them in debt. And I really like this mentality. He's saying heroes want to help, not words of gratitude. Putting somebody into debt is not really helping them, it's more helping yourself in a way. like, of course, I know if somebody helps you, there's a debt there or make a trade or something like that. But in the case of heroes here, I really like this mentality quite a lot and philosophy there. And yes, that's how you help people and actually give them a bit of pride also and sense of safety in a way. And I appreciated that quite a lot there. And even see the flashback a bit more after this with them being stuck inside because it's fully raining there in their adventures, and Himmel lost something, and I'm here. Okay, it's definitely the notebook, yeah, and it was that. We come back to it later towards the end of the episode, but back in the present, they reach a new village. It's full of storm. It's kind of like a village in a ravine in this lake here, lake corridor, the largest in the northern plateau there, but it's surrounded by mountains, which causes storm. Winters are very heavy here. Can't really use the ferry right now because of the storm, it's too dangerous. Can't fly, same reasons. The distance is too big even if they could. Frieren saying she might make it, but Fern doesn't have enough mana. They can't go around similar things, too dangerous. The best way is just waiting, even if it's a few months. This kind of reminded me a bit of Lord of the Rings when they had to go through Moria or around Moria there, if you guys remember here, and kind of taking the choice to wait it out there, spending time doing random things, sleeping, enjoying things, Frieren buying too many grimoires, but thankfully the winter passes, they get clear weather, but now they don't have enough money to pay for the ferry, and of course a deal is to be made there. The ferryman guy asked for a favor. Clear a barrier on this island. Apparently it has Himmel's memories, and he saved the village at some point, and everybody wants them there. And of course, they agree here, and the reveal, he did lose the notebook there. Frieren accepts, they go in, they see a bunch of ships also while traveling towards that island, merchants, shipments of goods and so on, people moving, trading and so on, economy working here, and there's this rumor about this golden land in the north. That's probably gonna be the next big arc moving forward. I've seen people so always hyping this arc even before season 2 aired. I don't know, spoilers, I haven't read the manga. I kept waiting for season 2, which I'm probably gonna do the same for season 3, but we'll see with this. And Frieren also remembering this demon when they're talking about the golden land there, so that's probably gonna be our next villain moving forward when we get to that arc here. But after that they get to the barrier, this monastery run down. They clear it, they go inside, they find the library, Himmel's statue with his pose, of course. But probably the best scene in the episode was when they find the notebook, Frieren, and the look in her eyes, the face, their memories, just everyday stuff, the smile she had, everything that just hits you quite like an emotional track a bit, and especially for her remembering those days, seeing that Himmel kept track of them, not the main things, like just the everyday stuff, spending time together, doing random things, kind of like how they did here, waiting for the winter to pass, and in previous things here. And what I liked even more was when the ferryman guy realizing by her look who Frieren was, and despite him and the other villagers wanting this notebook quite a lot, lets her keep it, knowing who she is and how much it means to her. Moments like this are why the series is so good. And he says, hey, it's fine, don't worry, we have a bunch of other books here, valuable and so on. That was great moment there. And after this we see them traveling again and reading in the book, Frieren saying full of catchphrase here, waste of space, waste of pages. No, Stark likes them, he wants his own, and kind of has a flag that's talking about monsters. Then a monster shows up, the Kraken, grabs Frieren. And of course she was using the spell with the tongue twisters to talk, saying this monster weakness is getting sunk below. coming back up. You should defeated Stark, getting sunk below, but she couldn't finish her sentence. But hey, at least she wasn't stuttering, right? And we have tentacles in Frieren right now, or around Frieren, in the you know what I mean, right? Tentacles. That's all you need to know. So yeah, this was a fun, emotional episode, and just made me think, appreciate the small things in life also should be kind of the lesson of this episode here. Always focused on the main bigger things, the ending, and I know it's cliche, journey before the destination, but sometimes it's true, and kind of like that quote from Hunter x Hunter, the little distractions, enjoy them here. If you haven't watched Hunter x Hunter, that's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, very cool episode here, and we only have one more episode left. Hopefully they announce season 3 when we get the last episode. I don't mean announce it and we have it in a few months or next year. Take your time, 2-3 years, and do a good job with season 3. Don't rush it and so on, but we're gonna talk more about that when we get to the last episode. So keep enjoying Frieren. I'm gonna see you again on the next one. Remember to like and subscribe, helps me quite a lot, and you guys get the latest videos on the series that I follow. So bye bye.